Now, both of you basically agreed on that. Has your prediction changed after watching 2 games?
No.
Definitely not.
Right.
At this time. I mean, not it. Definitely. See, part of me almost Don't hate me for this. Part of me almost even says I would consider 8-4. The issue is looking around at some of the other teams that we're playing and their inconsistencies and issues they're dealing with as well. It's kind of a toss up, right? Like Virginia Tech dropping to Old Dominion, UNC putting up lots of points, but then struggle with FAMU the week before. So like, I'm still actually probably pretty firm on the 9-3 myself.
Right. And I'm right there with you as well.
And to your point of from a minute ago about being able to not win these big games, just based off of talent level, why should we be able to compete in these games? Do we have the talent that Clemson has? No, we don't.
No. And that was my point when I did that prediction.
Yeah.
People are seeing that, because I don't know if that's still the case, but I know at one point we had leapfrogged Clemson in the #1 recruiting class in the ACC. That may not still be the case, but it was somewhat recently. So people have this in their head and they forget that, number one, that's the 2023 class. These players are not on the field now making an impact for us. They also forget that Clemson has out-recruited us for years and years and years. They've stacked up talent on that squad. So it always comes back to the same thing. Hopefully we can compete and make it a game, and maybe a Christmas miracle happens in November and we find a way to win. However, it's tough to say that talent-wise that we would actually be on their level right now, because we're just not.
No. I mean, last year, I haven't looked it up for this year, but I've got a pretty good idea of where it is. Last year, we had the 13th ranked roster by 247's composite, and we brought in the 15th ranked class. So that means this year we should have about the 14th ranked roster in the nation. And A&M and Clemson are both. Clemson's definitely in the top 5. A&M is definitely in the top 10.
I would agree. Yeah.
So no, we're not as talented as them. And not only that, Dabo Swinney's been there for over a decade. Jimbo Fisher's been there 5 years. Both of those are national championship winning head coaches. And Mario's been here 5 minutes.
Yep.
Right.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people too, like to your point, Coop, like you were saying with the recruiting, a lot of people in their minds are like, oh, we just recruited, we just did it. And it's like, hold up, guys. I mean, those players haven't even played they're not even on the team yet. You know, this is next year, and they're all freshmen. So, I mean, realistically, it might be 2 years before we even see one of them ever take the field.
Yep.
And unless it's in a Bethune-Cookman game.
I really make that point when it comes to the O-line, because I always talk about, Mario being a trenches guy. We're trying to recruit these bigger dudes, trying to open up that Polynesian pipeline and all this. Again, we don't have those guys yet. They're not here yet. Right. Now, at the same time, to not just be completely negative, could Miami beat A&M? Sure. What's the saying? Any given Saturday, any given Sunday for the NFL, whatever, it could happen.
Yes, because again, to that point exactly, where we are now talent-wise is where Clemson was when they won the national title with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
right.
It could happen.
And I like Christopher Walker here. He's got Miami is going to beat Texas A&M.
I mean, confidence, man. Confidence.
I like it. I'm right there with you, Christopher.
I hope that all the players on the team and the coaching staff has that type of confidence going into the game next week.
Well, are you Coop? Are you watching the App State Texas A&M game?
I don't have the actual game up, but I see this. I have the scoreboard up on my other monitor.
What is it saying right now?
I could have swore it had App State up, but it just refreshed and says 0-0 for me.
Okay. Maybe they took one back or something. Yeah, I'm waiting to watch the game. They got the other one on. So,
does anybody in the chat know? Because I could have swore it just said like 3-0 or 6-0. Or am I crazy? Don't answer that part. Actually, don't answer that. I am crazy. I could have swore there was some numbers on that board, but maybe not. I don't know.
Right, yeah, I don't have it up.
Bringing FSU into the conversation.
I know. Look at FSU is decent this year.
Oh,
And
they're going to. I was told by multiple FSU fans, take it to the bank, place your bets now. The Florida State Seminoles winning the national championship this year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I would just like to remind FSU fans, because they've seemed to have gotten a big head after beating LSU. That's two teams that have struggled to put 10 wins together in the past 2 seasons. So let's keep things in perspective here.
I can't wait for that game, man. I think a lot of people forget too. That's like November 3rd or November 5th or something. So we still got several weeks to go before that game comes up.